What is up, Sneeples? This is the Budget Bravo playthrough. We're going to play a game on Talishar here. But first, I just wanted to show that this deck is meeting the budget of $100. We try to have that $100 budget for these competitive CC decks. So keeping it on a budget while still being competitive. Let's look at what costs the most. It's by far Tectonic Plating. This is a legendary, so this is the L that we're spending the money on. But it's very, very good for Bravo. It's very good for Anathos to be able to come in for 6 by paying one blue here and then another blue here, and then boom, you got 6. Crater Fist costs a little bit as well, so it's definitely our armor that's taking up half the value. And then you have a few other things, kind of like Spinal Crush and Crippling Crush and what have you. But all these cards are very, very good for Bravo, and I think despite this being a budget deck, we can get some good competitive gameplay in. So let's go ahead and get that. Okay, let's join this competitive CC deck. Okay, going against a Reinhardt. This is an interesting battle. It's really just going to come down to, you know, who has... Okay, we will go first. You always kind of want to go first with Bravo, only because you can potentially dominate on your first turn. But yeah, this kind of goes into like who has what, I guess. Like, who does he have a lot of Intimidate going on, or like am I getting my big attacks going off first? You know, we'll kind of find out. We'll kind of see how all this goes. With Reinhardt, I like to take out the stuff that just doesn't block very well. We're gonna be swinging big at each other constantly. So I think that's where I kind of want to be. I'll keep in the pummels. Maybe just take out a stamp as well. Okay, so let's try this. Let's give this a go. Well, maybe actually I can take out some red disables and maybe add some more blues in. Okay, let's try this out. Let's see how it goes. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Okay. He's +1 when it hits a hero, destroy equipment they control with -1 counter. And unfortunately, he does not have one of those. We could do the thump, but again here, it wouldn't really matter since he's going to draw up anyways. So kind of the best thing we can do is just dominate the debilitate. So that's what we will look to do here. So let's pitch for Bravo's ability. Then we'll... Does this cost 4? Okay. And we will play a debilitate for 6 dominate. Then we're going to Arsenal Pummel for a little surprise later, basically. Okay. Alright, Alpha Rampage, a classic. This isn't gonna do us much. We can kind of get something going with this dump potentially. So I wish we had a red pummel though. So in that case, I think I'm just gonna block, just kind of mitigate some damage, and kind of just wait for a bigger turn. We're really looking to get our reds out there. So if we can't get our reds, we'll just make, you know, Seismic Surge and swing the hammer for 6. And, you know, it's just good. It's just good value. Yeah, discard a CNC. It's pretty good for us, especially when we just have Helm and not Crown Province. Okay, so now we got our reds. Another Alpha Rampage. So let's see, we have a Crippling Crush, which means this will only cost 6, so we can just kind of play it. That's not the worst. One thing we could do is kind of go at him with Chokeslam and Pummel, and then Arsenal the Crippling Crush. We might go for that. Let's try it. Let's you know, like I said, it's kind of who gets going first. Now, obviously, Alpha Rampage is a great card, but hopefully we can get things going just as well. So let's give that a go. We'll do this into a choke slam, and then we have our pummel sitting in the arsenal waiting. We plan to use it unless they give me like 9 card, or I mean like they block for 9, then I guess, I mean even then I might still just use it. And we get to put Crippling Crush in our arsenal, have the Seismic Surge set up. Okay, so he's just going to declare no blocks, so we're just going to go ahead and give him 10. Of course he discards a Beast Within. That's not bad. That is what it is. Okay, Berserk type turn. Okay. So he's looking to have another big turn here. Scabskin Letter, he's trying to get some extra action points. He chose to even reroll after a 3. That's risky. Was not rewarded. Still only has 1 action point. So this Savage Feast is sadly just not going to do much. It's going to come in for 6, really. So that's not very much at all. We're just going to take 6. So at this point, we're in a race mode. If he had a Blood Rush Bellow, I might thought of taking a turn off, but because he didn't, I'm going to go Crippling Crush and Bravo's ability, so I'm going to give it Dominate. But first, we're going to keep the Seismic Surge train rolling, and then go Crippling Crush Dominated. And that's really what we want to see. We want to see 3 blues and 1 red in our hand, and that's what we got here. And Crippling Crush is just such a good card. So he's just going to let all of it hit. Okay, he's going to block with Fate Foreseen. Will not be enough to prevent the Crush effect. So we take some cards out of his hand. And now we are going to Arsenal Smile Crush. We took Wild Ride and Barrage Beatdown, so that's not bad. Okay, so just a Mandible Claw here. Nothing scary at all. You know, we're just going to go ahead and block. We'll block that. Let me actually think about this, because we can give this Dominate too. I don't think this having Dominate is as necessary. This has just 10. Maybe we just try to get this Dominate and just come in for a big 10. I think we could probably just block here. Alright, I think we will probably just come in for 10 though, since we can afford to. And just get big, you know? 10 damage is pretty big when you're at 16, right? So, yeah, we're going to force a few cards out of his hand here. Which is what we want. We don't want him to have a big setup turn. So we can still get some damage through on top of it. Okay, swing big. So that's a very good card. Let's see. We got 2, 4, 6 armor. We could go 2, 4, 5, 8. Fully block this, and then we can have to go again. I don't know if that's worth doing. Maybe it is, actually. Because if we block with this red, then we can play a Spinal Crush, have 1 floating. Actually have 2 floating, because it costs 1 less. And it can still come in with Hammer. So I'm actually okay with that. Let's go ahead and give him 8. So now we get the Quicken token. That's what we're looking for. We'll go ahead and still make this, and then yeah, we'll come in for 9. 9, go again, and then we're gonna come in for 6 after the fact. Okay, Reckless Surge. Discards a Reckless Surge, so no damage is dealt. Unfortunate for him. Fortunate for us. And then we're coming in with Anthos for 6. And you kind of just see the raw power that Bravo can just do. Of course, we got the Quicken token from him, but you know, we're coming in big damage, right? Because now I'm going to come in for 10. Actually, we're going to keep the Seismic Train rolling. And what I mean by that is, as long as you keep paying for the Tectonic Plane, you can keep affording to pay for it and making your next attack cheaper, which is kind of cool. Alright, so big 10 coming in once again. This time we're going to get some armor, so I imagine this is kind of like a Blood Rush Bellow turn, so having the Seek Below in the arsenal is going to feel real nice for that. And it looks like we're going to put him down to 1, which is pretty insane. So, let's see what happens here. Okay, so there's the Blood Rush Bellow as predicted. We got 2 D-Reacts. We can currently... Another Blood Rush Bellow, which is really insane. Now we don't have 2 D-Reacts. I hope I can block with this, because I do not want to be left with this as my last card. But yeah, now his attacks are getting +4. He can try to scab skin letters. He probably won't, but he could. It'd be risky. So we're happy that Gamber's Goat's gone. So he's gonna come in for 5 here, or 7. That's right, it's not 5. He played 2. So we'll block 3. Yeah, we'll take 4. Okay, so another 7. Okay, we will take this 7. See what else he has for us. Okay, and a big old swing big for 12. Not too shabby. I don't want to go to 2 because of Reckless Swing. Now, luckily we already saw 2 of them, but going to 2 is almost fatal, basically. So I think we're gonna block 6 and take 6, and we'll go to 4. All right, let's do that. And now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to get off the train, but we're still presenting 8 damage, so still good amount of damage, especially when you're at 1. That was a good crackback turn though. Double Blood Rush Bell was pretty insane. All right, so it's gonna block it out completely. We get the armor here. We get 2 cards out of hand, and we get the Arsenal D-React. I mean, things are just going our way right now, honestly. Yeah, so I think what we're gonna go for here is just blocking here, and gonna do the Fate First Scene so that we can come up with the Spinal Crush. We can top that, I think. That might be an extra little how we win. All right, so we're gonna get back on the train. It didn't come up with this Spinal Crush. He has to give me 3 cards, which is exactly what we want. Okay, perfect. Get a Blood Rush Bellow out of it. All right, perfect. Okay. And now we set up this turn. It's not the best turn, but you know what we can do here is we can actually give Dominate. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So we'll do the Dominate ability. Unfortunately, having to pitch those, and then we'll come in with the Choke Slam for 6 Dominate. That should be able to do it. He has no more armor left. We might have been able to kill him last turn. I kind of forgot how low he was. So we might have, instead of just coming to Spinal Crush, we might have been able to dominate a weaker attack. Not sure, but this does not give us the win. He had a Fate Foreseen in the arsenal. That's insane. We are still playing this game. Okay. Yeah, unfortunate hand, really. Alright, so he rolls. He does get 2 action points. That really benefits him there. I'm going to block with this while I can, because I feel like I might not be able to. So we'll just block it like that. Take 1. And then a Mandible Claw. That is to be expected. I'm wondering if I block... I don't know. I can't afford to risk this game with a Reckless Swing winning him the game. So we'll come in for 4. Now 4 when he's at 1 still is a 2-card block. So, you know, not bad, not bad. Okay, Pulping does not have Dominate. We really lucked out there. I mean, I think we could have survived because we could have went 3 and 4 and just gone down to 1. But yeah, kind of lucked out there. Let's go 3, 4, 5, and I want to do. Well, actually, no, I don't want to do 6. Let's go 3, 4, 5. Let's go like that. I'm thinking, yeah, let's do that. Because you can't, unfortunately, play any of this stuff. So yeah, we'll go like this. And that really worked out. Alright, so now we're going to come in for 4 again. This time, we will put a pommel in the arsenal. Alright. Alright, and Pummel's in the arsenal. Okay, Smash Instinct. That's good. That was like our worst card. And this is perfect because we're going to block for 2. And then we will sink below here. Alright. And then, yeah, there we go. Okay. We will make a seismic surge and then come in for 6, holding the 2 over so we can pummel. So we're basically representing 10. He knows this because we did kind of show it earlier. So he gives us the full block. That's fine because now we have a chance to go with a full hand for, and we can just get the dominate here. So we'll keep the train rolling and just go for the 8 dominate. And that does it. All right. So that game got pretty interesting, but yeah, we got there, and that kind of showed you the basically the raw aggression that this deck has. It just has big attacks, right? Like, you know, 10 damage, 9 damage, 8 damage, 11 damage, 9 damage. Yeah, it's just attacks that are so big. And then you got your trusty dusty hammer here, you know, coming in for 4 or 6, just for 3 resources, which is very, very good. And as you saw, Tectonic playing, really helping to make this work out, this deck. So it is pretty pivotal. So it is, you know, $44, but I would say worth the investment. Oldhim is still technically legal. He's not living legend, so he's still playable in CC. So you could use this for Oldhim as well, although we'll see how long that will last. And then, you know, you got Yoji and Volda. Yeah. So anyways, so this is Bravo. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this kind of shows the pure power of this deck and kind of how to play it. I know Rhino's not the top of the meta, but maybe he is in your neck of the woods. Who knows? So this deck can get there against Oldhim. It can get there against Azalea. It's a race on that one. And it has so many poppers against Dromai. So you're covering a lot of the top meta decks. Against Lexi, you know, it might be a harder time, but if you get the right cards going, like a Crippling Crush and a Disable and Spinal Crush, then you can give Lexi a hard time as well. So I encourage you to go out there and make this deck. It's a very good deck. Bravo is my first hero. I feel like he's a lot of people's first heroes. So go out there and have fun with it. Thanks for watching. Keep on fabbing.